We're at
Okay.
7:30, yeah.
All right. Deb, are you set?
I am.
Okay. I'm going to call to order the meeting of the mayor and council for Tuesday, February 21st, 2017. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Present are Mayor Marion Galbraith, Councilors Andrew Olivento, Jill Rusk, Stephen Sheffield, Lawrence Garish, Finance Director Ron Newhouse, Clerk Deborah Patrick. Excused are Deputy Mayor Keith Hedrick and Councilor Conrad Heed.
Thank you very much. Please stand to salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Recognitions, awards, and memorials. Receipt of citizens' petitions and comments. So we'll skip over response to citizens' petitions and comments. Approval of minutes. May we have a motion to approve the minutes of the February 6, 2017 mayor and council meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Are there any additions or corrections? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining. Communications and reports. Councilor Ilvento.
Thank you, Mayor. Just that we attended the Group 2 Finance, Parks and Rec, and Community Development Committee meetings on February 13th. Just kind of cleaned some stuff up. And Finance, we went over the sewer usage fees that is still in process, but we discussed it again. Seems to be coming toward more of a clear answer to how we'll be able to do that. But I'm sure Deputy Mayor Hedrick can report more on that next time.
I think that was actually going to be referred to the committee of the whole.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, didn't?
I believe that was.
Did
we-
we-
we
Would
had
you
a
like
couple-
me to go get copies of the minutes for each?
No,
No, it's okay.
We're okay.
I think there's a couple small questions that we're looking to get answered before then.
Yeah, and we probably better wait for Keith before we make any referrals, because it's his
Well, it's
committee.
going to committee of the whole, I understand?
Yes.
That I understood from the minutes.
Right.
Okay, so is then Keith did that already.
Yeah,
He
he made a motion.
Okay,
to
all right.
do that.
That's right. Okay. But other than that, everything is we just kind of cleaned some stuff up and checked things over, and for Parks and Rec, things are all taken care of at this time. And that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Councilor Rusk.
Thank you, Mayor. I attended the Group 1 meeting on February 13th, which is Economic Development, Public Works, and Public Safety. For Economic Development, we reviewed Ordinance 124, which is the ordinance regulating peddlers, street vendors, itinerant vendors, and in the city of Groton. And we are referring the changes to the Committee of the Whole next week. In addition, for Public Works, we reviewed the snow ordinance and determined not to make any changes to it at this time. In addition, I attended Friday Night Out on February 17th, which was a great time. The kids had so much fun. And if you have a middle schooler, I highly recommend going to the March 17th event. It will be a lot of fun.
Thank you, and thank you, and to Mary Hill and Val
Absolutely.
Koshmeter for all they do to make that happen, because I think it's just such a great addition. You
Yep.
know, when we first, there was really nothing for middle school kids to do. Nights out and things like that during the year, and so this is a great addition to our Parks and Rec program.
I think we had approximately 150 kids there on
Oh, wow,
Friday.
that's
It was
wonderful.
great. It was really good.
Good.
It's very popular. The kids are always asking about it at school when they take a break and come back. So it's always good.
So March 17th is our last one of the season.
Okay, thank you very much. Councilor Sheffield.
Yes, February 13th, I attended the press conference by Senator Summers in reference to the school funding, issue with the state of Connecticut. Hopefully that we can resolve the shortfall to avoid taxes, forcing Groton to have to raise taxes significantly and or layoffs of many school teachers. So we hope a positive outcome can come from that. And that evening on the 13th, attended the Group 2 committee meeting with Councilor Ovento and Deputy Mayor Hedrick. And there was one item going over the ordinances review, and Deb, I think I wanted to go over with one of them. Number 26, ordinance regarding prohibiting certain acts of nuisance. I didn't catch that on the, as far as corresponding with that number, 26, I didn't see that. So I don't know if you want to, we can get together on that and see what, if it's a different ordinance corresponding to number, but it didn't, I wasn't sure if that
I
was.
wasn't quite sure what that meant in your notes.
Yeah, that's what, it didn't match up, so I wasn't sure if that belonged to another committee or not, so. And hopefully get together with Carlton Smith as well as Chief Davern on some of those ordinances, so probably discuss that on the committee of the whole and set up for the next month, and hopefully we can get together and clean up the ordinances there. And that's all.
Okay, thank you very much. Counselor Garrish.
I also attended the press conference with Senator Summers and State Rep Joe Dela Cruz, which was seemed to be well attended by the local political structure in Groton in opposition to the education cuts. Also attended the public safety meeting here, as well as economic development and public works, and the public safety ordinances that had been discussed previously with the committee and Chief Davern are in the works.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much. City Clerk Deb Patrick.
I have nothing, thank you.
Finance Director Ron Uhas.
Nothing to report.
I'm just going to report on two things. Number one is last Friday we had a meeting, the town and the city had a meeting with Commissioner Anna Barry from the, Deputy Commissioner Anna Barry from the DOT regarding the results of the highway arbitration and and how we might wish to go forward in terms of doing a comparison between the city and town in terms of the work they do, the standards that they have for maintenance of the streets, etc. The town has invited our council to meet with them on February 28th for the purpose of three things. Number one is having a conversation regarding what we may or may not do to move forward with the recommendation of the commissioner. At that same meeting, that's also the day our budget is due. It would also be an opportunity for the three members from here who are representing the city in terms of the highway budget to be meeting with the town council. And in addition, it would be the night that we would prepare our road bond fund activities to the town. So there would be a lot going on in regard to highways on that night, but they have asked us to attend their town council on the 28th, and I told them I would ask you if you're available.
I should be available 6 o'clock, is normally their meetings?
I think so. I'll check on that.
I believe I can attend.
I will be in South America.
You will not be in attendance then. Probably not calling in.
However, I would attend if I was here, believe me.
Okay. All right. The other thing I wanted to report to you about is is what's happening with the water treatment plant. As you know, we had a presentation on that a while back. The water treatment plant operators have been working with a filmographer, a videographer, to produce a short video regarding what they're trying to do there. It would be a short video, so it would be appropriate to put on YouTube and things like that. And we're kind of looking at this idea. So the idea would be in the first meeting first of all, to come back to you with another presentation on the Committee of the Whole for February, which I believe is the 27th. Then on March 6th, they would show you the videotape, answer any other questions you would have, and we would do a first reading of the authorization for the money for the water treatment plant, or put that before you if that's your desire after the Committee of the Whole meeting of the 27th. Then we would look at, if this is all meets with your satisfaction, on the 13th, having a public hearing, or excuse me, I said that wrong, an information session that would allow people to learn more and really give them an opportunity to see firsthand the presentation that we received a couple weeks ago, as well as seeing the video. And then we would look to April 3rd for doing a Freeman's meeting and the second reading and the second passage of the resolution by the council. So that's what we're aiming at. So on February 27th, when we hear again from the water treatment people, that would be when you would signal whether you're okay with moving forward. Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. And so that's all I'll report on for now. I did go up to Hartford today to present testimony regarding several bills that would have affected CMEC. The most drastic of them would eliminate CMEC altogether, which would be damaging to our customers and to our municipal electric utility. It would certainly mean a raise in rates for our customers. It would mean that we would no longer be able to move ahead with projects that have been a benefit in terms of reducing costs and to our communities. The microgrid project that would increase our resiliency, solar gardens, fuel cells, the 50 and 5 generators that shave peak load. And most notably in my eyes, we would no longer be able to support the fuel cell or microgrid projects at the Naval Submarine Base, which of course would have a lot to do with their being able to sustain another BRAC were it to come. So I did testify on that, and while I was there, I also participated in Senator Blumenthal's press conference regarding a national report that has come out, and he also presented Connecticut data regarding the benefit that immigrants bring to our national economy in terms of jobs, entrepreneurship, taxes, rentals, home ownership, all kinds of things that are part of our economy, and he reported on that today, and I participated. So that's it for my report, and we'll move on to, are there any committee referrals? Seeing none, the first new business item, Councilor Ilvento.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution R-17-2-18. Therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and council authorize Groton Utilities Management to support the Town of Groton 2017 pre-fireworks celebration as a presenting sponsor in the amount of $10,000 and no cents to be paid from funds available in the approved fiscal year 2017 economic development budget. I so move.
Second.
This was tabled at the last meeting and to be brought up again today. There was information at your place that was requested. I don't know if it's all of what you needed. It was, I think, what came to me in writing about what was requested. So the item is before you. Are there any comments? Yes, Councilor Ilvento.
So I just want to make two things clear, because after last meeting, as usual, people tend to take what we say and not always send it out accurately. But I think my concern, at least, was it's not about not sponsoring the event. I think it's a very important event. I think it's a good thing that we did last year in coming in at the last minute to support it. And doing so again is not a bad thing. I'm concerned about the costs and where the money goes was what I was concerned about, and that we really hadn't been given much information until right in that moment about this. If something had been sent to us prior to that meeting, it might have been a little easier for us to make a decision. The thing I have the most trouble with is us paying the overtime cost for the town employees. It's $3,500. It's you know, not quite half, but it's still a substantial part of the money that would be donated. And that is of concern to me. I don't know how when we donate to other events, what the costs, how many times we've paid for salary of people to be there. I don't think that is something that comes up too often, but that is of concern to me, and I think it would be of concern to people in the city.
I can't answer that question for you. I know the kinds of things we sponsor are usually events. So for instance, we sponsored the Art of Chocolate for Fairview last week. We sponsored the Groton Holiday Lights Parade. We sponsor, but I can't tell you because I really don't know
Right. Yep,
whether or not that sponsorship has gone to paying salaries for anyone. Generally, there are costs associated with an event, and that's why you ask for sponsorships, but I really don't know. I've never been asked before how much of that went towards salaries. Yes, Councillor Rusk.
One of my biggest questions was, could we, as a city, cover those, that overtime cost? Meaning, with our people, could we cover the event? What I'm hearing is that we can't cover that event, and it would have to be town employees to cover it. We just don't have the staffing available, which was my big question last time we talked about it. So with that being said, I'm concerned about the cost, but I'm less concerned now, and I would love to see this event go on. I think it's really important for the city to continue this. I realize that it had previously been paid for by the town, but if GU can cover it, then I think it's an important event.
And yes, Councillor Garish.
Like I said last time when we discussed it, I think it's an important event. I don't think it's that much money involved. And there's a lot of things that the city does with the town that's on a mutual aid type thing, like in our police department, for an example. Many times we ask the town to send help over here for major events, and we don't pay them. They're paid by the town. Likewise, if we go over there to help them, they don't pay us, we pay it. But I look at this as kind of like a mutual aid kind of thing. And I know what Councilor Alvento was saying about the payment for the town employees, but I think that just goes along with the program, and I think that it's something that we should participate in. So that's my feelings on it.
Any other questions or comments? Yes, Councillor Alvento.
Well, I'm just curious, in doing this, I understand that we don't have the manpower, Parks and Rec, our Parks and Rec doesn't have the manpower to do this. But I don't know if there would be an opportunity for those two departments to meet, to at least maybe try to utilize some of our people. I just kind of feel like it doesn't look so great to our staff to say, here's $3,500 to send other people to do work, technically in the city. And if the city is now, I know it's GU and it's a sponsorship thing, that's what kind of rubs me the wrong way. We have a lot of people here who could do something, and maybe we can discuss that. I don't know if it's possible this year. I don't know if it's possible at all, but at least I think that's a conversation that could be had between Mark Barry and Mary Hill, at very least, as the Parks and Rec directors. But I just...
Do you want us to investigate that prior to your vote, or what would you like to do with that?
I don't know if, I'm hopeful that maybe something could come out of that, but I don't know if it would quite change my mind. I'm not against this. I'm just a little concerned that we weren't as informed as maybe we should have been last week or last meeting when this kind of came up. I was under the impression that last year we did it as a one-time deal because you had people planning to come here within basically a week's time and the whole thing was going to be gone. And that was concerning. I just assume now we would be setting a precedent of doing this, whether people believe that or not. It would become something that we would then be responsible for, and if one year we couldn't do it, we would be the ones taking the flack for not being able to do it. Whether it's intentional or not, it's just kind of the nature of the beast. But I would just at least like to see that our staff has a chance to do something. If that's possible within this. I can't imagine that some of the work that's being done up there is so astronomical that our staff couldn't do it, or at least be part of it. So we don't have, in my opinion, we don't have to wait to vote on it, but I would just like that to be something that is considered and discussed. And it could be that our staff doesn't even want to participate in it, but I think at least they should have the courtesy of being, considered.
Okay, so I'm unclear to the extent to which you want to discuss that. Do you want that to be any part of the decision on giving the funds? If the answer is no, we don't want to do that, does that I'm not sure where you want me to go with that after a vote
all
already
I'm saying,
takes place.
if we vote and this is passed, that's fine. All I'm saying is I think it would be a nice courtesy to our staff to say, hey, you know, here's however many guys we have in Parks and Rec. I think there's 3 full-time people. Here's what you could be available to work that day to supplement to whatever. I just think it's a nice offer versus just saying, here's the money and now the town's going to come in and do everything. Like I said, they may not want to do anything, but I think it's at least nice to try to make an effort to work together.
Okay, yes,
Is a motion made, a second to the?
it was.
I move that we vote on
Okay. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstaining. I'm still not sure what to do with that, but okay.
We can, I guess we can speak out.
I know what you mean. It's just that according to contract, you can't just offer it to the people working Parks and Rec. You have to then offer it to Highway, and that's when, so I'm
But
not
that-
exactly sure where to go, and I'm not exactly sure what their contract says, but I'm sorry, I'm out of turn. So we'll go on to the next one. Resolution, I'm sorry, Counselor Rusk.
Thank you. Resolution R-17-2-31, therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council accept donations. I so move.
Second.
So we have recently received $2,000 from the U.S. Submarine Veterans of World War II, who have closed their chapter and wanted to make a donation that will go in, that will be used toward the upkeep of the memorial. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining. We need a motion to go into executive session pursuant to Connecticut General Statutes 1206, 1210B1, 121010, to discuss written communication received from legal counsel regarding the preliminary draft of a tax assessment agreement, which written communication is privileged by the attorney-client relationship. This would be to include Barbara Goodrich.
I so move.
Second.
There will be no business when we come out other than adjourning the meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining. Okay. We'll go to C8.